Hey everyone, it's Trader Rob. Let me explain why sometimes boring strategies usually perform the best right after the intro. As always, nothing that I state on my channel is financial advice. Trading futures or any type of trading is risky business. Any capital that is put out there is at risk for loss. Boring strategies. Yes, I know. Every single day I put out these videos showing these very simple rule and condition based strategies that tell you exactly when to get in, when to get out, what time to trade, and exactly what setup you're looking for. There's not many strategies, there's not many people out there that do that. They give you a concept of a strategy and they just throw it out there, and the days that it works, they make a great video. The day that it doesn't work, it's crickets. And here on this channel, one of my main goals from the beginning was just to provide a little bit of value to some traders that are out there that can constantly find themselves struggling the same way that I have struggled. I have made my story very public, and at the same time, I think based on the comments that I get, in Discord, at least I know some people are finding some value on it. So let's jump into the charts. Let's go over our trades from yesterday. Unfortunately, in gold, we had no setup during our 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. window. Again, we're only looking for one setup. And if you are new to the channel and you want to learn the gold setup, the description is in the link below. And the same thing with gold. Gold yesterday, we had one winner in session 1, which is from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. You get your inside bar at 8:50, closing at 8:55. So right here, so you guys can see it. And we get activated into the long, 16 ticks of profit, full take profit, awesome trade. No trade in session 2. Remember, this inside bar that formed at 9:55 to 10 a.m. Remember, all my times are in Central Time. This would not be a valid setup, even though this would have been a winner, but not a valid setup just because you would be trading outside of our trading window. We did take a loss yesterday on the Rob reversal. Sorry, not this one. This one. We took a loss here at 11. We got our candle to go short at 10:45, closing at 11 a.m. This thing went to about 6 ticks, about 1.5 points from our full take profit, which would have been a beautiful trade yesterday in the cash account. Unfortunately, reversed out and knocked us out. No setup after that. You do get a setup to go short at 1:15, but remember that this does not get activated here just because your entry to go short would have been at the bottom of this candle with 1 tick of offset, okay? And this does not get in. It crosses back over the ADMA, and it also closes as an up candle, no trade. Oil this morning was on an uptrend, and lately has been, since about 5 o'clock in the morning, has been on a downtrend. Gold has just been pretty much ranging here all morning. So we'll take a look at what setup we get here. I got nothing forming, so I'm good there. And let's take a look at our dashboard. So where we currently sit with our morning oil and gold strategy is at $51,335. So we have a very nice buffer built up there. And if we take a look at our levels on the YM, we've got a very strong level at 39,960 above us. We've got another level at 39,811. The closest to, well, not really the closest to price action right now, 39,760. An old level here at 39,608, and did not get respected very well here this morning. Next level below that is 39,523, and I believe that after that it's 39.20. So I would not be trading, personally would not be trading the YM this morning. Just doesn't look as clean to me. The ES, and I knew this, we were right about here, maybe about 45 minutes ago when I was doing my levels. I knew that that would have been a great trade into this gap right here, but I missed that one. Okay, so we've got a level below us at 52.37. We're probably going to fill in this this gap right here. We've got another level here at 52.26. We might tap into that as for liquidity. And above us, 52.93 and 53.14. So that is the ES and the NQ. Kind of upset I missed that trade right there, but that's okay. Above us, we've got a strong level at 18.378. We've got another level at 18.451, and then a level at 18.499. Below us, 18.260, and then after that, it's, I mean, this is way too big of a gap to trade because I would like to put my stop loss behind the next level. So that is, that's all I've got here on the NQ. Remember, these get updated into Discord every single morning. I do a comparison from the levels in the morning to price action at the end of the day, and people have found some pretty good value from it. So let me see what I can get from the markets here. I'll give you guys, I break down all my trades coming up, and I'll give you a recap of the entire day shortly.
Filled.
All right, so here we get into our first trade in gold, and it is actually towards the end of the session. I kind of wasn't sure that we were even going to get a setup here this morning, but we do. We do get that red inside bar there, which is an indicator that just pretty much paints out inside bars, just makes it easy to see them on the chart. And we get activated here into the long. Now, if we take a look at our source bar, which is that big white up bar previous to the red inside bar, if we were to go all the way down to the bottom of that source bar, I believe it was maybe 46 ticks, somewhere around there. So anything over 40 ticks, I reduce my stop loss to 35 ticks, which worked out perfectly here this morning. And I also will be looking 1-to-1 on my take profit. Now, the only thing that is kind of concerning here for me is that we do have 9 a.m. Job openings report that's coming out, which I know we're probably going to get a spike on. And quite honestly, price action right out of the gates is not what I'm looking for out of these plays. I like the momentum. I like to see the momentum in the direction of our take profit right out of the gate. And we definitely did not get that. We got it a little bit initially, but then we got a pretty big rejection. But that 35 tick stop loss was, again, it's just part of the rules and the conditions for these trades in gold and in oil. And pretty soon you're going to see a really nice push here by buyers, and price action goes so quickly up it doesn't even have a chance to reduce my risk in half. Full take profit. Awesome trade in gold.
Target filled.
Hey, not bad. I'm going to just give today as a trading day in general a positive score. And here are the reasons why. We took a really, really nice trade in gold this morning. So again, the morning strategies starting off in April have done great. And we did not get any trade in either session in oil this morning. So I believe that we've only had one oil session out of 4 in April, which is kind of strange. That I don't think has really ever happened since I've been trading these two strategies. And I started off the video by saying boring trading. And here's my thought process behind that. Trading, let me just pull up the levels. Okay. Let's pull up this one right here. Let's pull up the ES today. I took a loss on this ES. I actually didn't take it on the ES. I took it on the NQ. I'll show you guys that one here coming up soon. But to me, and you could take this for what it's worth, but for me, trading this style, trading off of levels and areas where you think you're going to get a rejection or a bounce is exciting. This is a very, very exciting part of trading. Now, is it profitable? Sure. There's a lot of traders out there that do really, really well trading this type of strategy. And for the first 2.5 years of my trading career, that was not me. And I'm still going to say that I'm not good at this type of trading. I feel like I'm starting to understand it much, much better with a very, very simple concept. And I think that this is a lot more exciting than the strategies that I trade every single morning. But I don't want for anyone to think that boring trading is not awesome trading. Because what I'll tell you that the boring trades do is they completely prevent you from overtrading. They tell you exactly when to buy, when to sell, what your take profit, what your stop loss is, the time windows on when to trade these strategies. And that takes a shit ton of the guesswork out of the equation. And, I get comments all the time. You're only going for 1-to-1. That's a losing strategy. You're putting out this strategy out in the world and you're offering it for free. The strategy's going to stop working. People, we've been trading this for 6 months every single day on YouTube. There is no strategy that's going to affect the oil market, the gold market, or the NQ, the ES, any of that. I mean, that's craziness. And I'm going to be honest with you, it's the only way that I have confidence in trading, and it's the only way that I have been able to stay green for so damn long. So I don't care if I'm not making millions. If I want to make, not millions, but if I want to make thousands and thousands per month, guess what? I up my position size. And with that same boring strategy, you just magnify what your profits are. You can also magnify what your losses are. That's all you got to do. I'm comfortable with the position size that I take in my cash account. I'm very comfortable what I'm taking on the eval now every single morning. They're boring trades, but man, in a way, it's a very exciting way to trade. Okay, let's get into I'm just going to start with the levels first today. So, if you go back to the beginning of my video, we were somewhere right around here, right about to reach into this big gap that I had laid out. I think this is a gap on the 4-hour. And I really wanted to take this trade, but it was a little bit pre-session. But I probably would have taken the bounce off of here. But once this thing ripped, I mean, great trading opportunity right off this line. I mean, there's not that many levels on the S&P that I gave this morning. I had a main level right here and another main level right here. And this is exactly where there was just a great trading opportunity right there. Okay. Now let's take a look at the trade that I did take. That was a little unlucky, but it is what it is. I had a buy order to go long right at the 18,260, my strong level that I posted this morning. We did not get the rejection out of there. I was looking for a very, very big trade. I wasn't even looking to get back to my level here. All I really wanted to do was either get to fill this gap right here or fill this gap right here on the 15-minute. Very simple, but I just didn't have enough firepower. I mean, it's I guess I could position size down and maybe just go to some micros on this big of a trade. I usually don't like to trade the NASDAQ so much in the levels. I feel a lot more confident with the ES, but regardless, it is what it is. Still positive 16, almost $1,700 on this eval. And then let's take a look at the YM. And the YM, early this morning, I said this is probably the ugliest chart that I saw in the morning. I even said it. This is not an instrument that I wanted to trade today. I will look at the YM normally. I mean, I actually think it's a pretty decent instrument to trade, but just blew through this level, and I said it. It's red because this is a previous day's level, so it's not going to be as strong. And then we get the bounce right back, but very hard stuff to trade here. So those are the levels. Eval today is positive $175, and that was because we only really had one trade this morning, and it was in gold. And to be honest with you, I almost think that we were going to get a trade in gold. But sure shit we did. We get a setup to go long right at the 850 to 855 close inside bar, which is that orange bar right here. Again, I show this to you guys almost every day, but you would have an order to go short at the bottom of your inside bar. You would have an order to go long at the top of your inside bar. Sorry, I can't make some straight lines here. I remember there was a comment. I think it's the shift button that will, let's just try it. It's awesome when you're trying new stuff when you're doing a video, but let's just see what happens here. So if I hold the shift key, will it make it straight? It does make it straight. Look at that. I remember there was a comment from one of my subscribers that told me about that, and that was maybe about 2 months ago, and I never, look at that. The shift key does work. Perfectly straight lines. All right, so you would have an order to go long at the top of the inside bar. You'd have an order to go short at the bottom of the inside bar. Remember, these are OCO orders, so that means that one order cancels out the other order. I get that question a lot. So here, price action does take you to the long. And this, I believe, was our max size trade today, which was pretty awesome. So you would have your entry to go long right here. Now, if we take our stop loss to the bottom of our source candle, which is what our rules tell us to do, you get 47 ticks of stop. Now, is that what we're going to be looking for as a take profit? No, it's not. Part of my rules in gold and in oil is if the source bar, which is what we're deriving our stop loss from, is 35 ticks, is 40 ticks and higher, then we automatically reduce our stop loss down to 35 ticks, and our target becomes 35 ticks. Now, does the full bar source bar of 47 ticks work? Yes, it does. But that's not part of the rules. That's not part of the strategy. Remember, we're trading some boring strategies here. Very simple rules, very simple conditions. Beautiful trade in gold. And that's pretty much what gave us the $175 profit here this morning. And I'm going to open up oil. As I stated, no trade. You can see not one inside bar in almost 2.5, actually close to 3 hours of trading, which I'll be honest with you, I really haven't seen much since trading the strategy. So I called it a froggy price action in oil today. So I don't know, maybe I coined a new phrase in trading. I doubt it. All right, and then last but not least, I thought I had this one recorded, guys, but I must have rescaled this and I didn't hit the F button up here, which obviously frames everything correctly and follows price action, I got to the video and I had crap. So needless to say, we get, this is the Rob Reversal 15-minute NQ. We get a setup to go short at 10:45, and we then get activated into a short that did not work. We got stopped out for 35 points right there. Let me just see what this trade ended up going for today. I like to beat myself up sometimes just to look at it. All right, 25 points. I mean, it wasn't that close. Not as close as yesterday, which was like 6 ticks off, which those really hurt. We then get another setup to go long at 12:30 a.m. I'm sorry, 12:30 p.m. And this trade does not get activated. How cool. It doesn't work with this because this is not TradingView. Maybe it does work with this one too. All right, so here's the reason why we don't get activated into this one. Per my rules, if the next candle either closes below in the opposite direction of the ADMA, meaning we're trying to go long and this closes below the ADMA, invalidated trade. The second validation rule would be if it closes as a down bar. Remember, we're trying to go up. We need the momentum to go straight up, okay? So just think about those simple rules and it'll keep you out of some bad trades, put you in some good trades, might put you in some bad trades too. I mean, that's part of trading. And luckily we get one more setup at exactly 1:15, which is the end of my trading window. But per my rules, I will take the first trade at 8:30 at the open, and I will take that trade at 1:15 in the afternoon. We get activated into the long. We get activated on this next candle, and this goes for 35 points. So today the Rob Reversal was a squash. Why is that important? Well, because in my cash account, which yesterday took a hit, I left the house again green today. I left the house green yesterday too, and I came back home to a red day because of the Rob Reversal loss that we took, which kind of sucked because, again, we were only 6 ticks from full take profit, which would have turned that day into a $500 winner. But neither here nor there. Why was this one important? Well, the same thing happened this morning. I left the house positive $350 because I took that gold max trade in the GC. So I took that for 35 ticks. That was the only trade that I had today, and still left the Rob Reversal running until 1:15. And I saw this trade. I saw this first trade on my TradingView chart somewhere down here where we were in the green, left it. And I honestly did not look at anything until I came home. It's 3:42 in the afternoon, and saw that this one lost, which would have wiped away the entire morning's work of just looking at charts for an hour in gold. And I get this one, which brought me right back, minus a little bit of commission, right back to where I started. So that's why, for me, this was very positive. So guys, that's all I got for you guys today. Looking forward to tomorrow. Might be a shortened session for me tomorrow. I do have a work meeting at 10. So depending on what type of trade we get in oil session 2, hopefully we get a trade. Hopefully we get a setup. So depending on what time it comes in, I might be able to take it or I might not be able to take it. But either way, you'll get a video of every single trade. It's the beauty of rule condition based strategies. You know exactly what works and what does not work. Keep it boring. Keep it in the green. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Happy trading.